Da-na-na-na. And I'll miss you. And I'll kiss you. And it's the Mosh Jelton Show tonight. What up, everybody? Welcome to the Mosh Jelton Show. I am your host, Mosh Jelton. Been a lot of listeners lately, and I appreciate you guys so much. I don't do this alone. Never have, never will. I got a co-host with me.
Beatbox Bob.
And Bob is masterful at what he does. That's why he's on my radio show, because he's a radio guy and I love him and he's cute and he does what needs to be done. We also have the lovely, the beautiful
Dana.
Such a long,
hey guys,
provocative intro. And not only is there Dana, but the man, the myth, the legend,
Mikey.
Mikey as in Mikey?
Mikey, you know, like the cereal Mikey?
Hey, Mikey!
He keeps it short and
like
simple.
Life cereal, you know? You remember that? Anybody remember that? No,
I do remember that.
I do.
It's like you want to be like Mike or whatever. Isn't that the whole premise of that?
No, that wasn't.
There's just
that was
Mikey
Michael
cereal?
Jordan, I believe, right? No. Yeah, Life cereal with Mikey. You know, the fat kid.
Yeah, that is that's something I
Can you
did
say that
not
anymore?
do.
Is that, I don't know.
You can absolutely say
Can
that.
you
say
say
the
that?
fat kid? I mean, yeah, people are.
Identify
they're not that
as one of
sensitive,
those.
are they?
You can say fat.
He was
Right?
healthy.
I mean, fat
Yeah, the Life
literally
cereal.
means fat.
Right?
Husky.
I mean, that's what it means.
Joking.
All right, so let's get into the introduction here. You know, we got to knock the introductions out. Check it out.
You are listening to The Mosh Jelton Show with Mosh Jelton and Beatbox Bob on Spreaker.com/show/The Mosh Jelton Show. Live Wednesdays from 8 to 10.
We got a couple sponsors we shout out every show in the beginning off the rip skins. We're going to talk about Monster Mouse Fitness, which is the most badass gym you can go to in this area. It's in Port Richey, Florida. It is off 19. Anthony Gillo runs it, and he's the man. And he'll sit in there and make sure your workout's done. You know what I'm saying? So that's the spot to go to if you're not soft. Also, you're trying to get your hair cut? You get your hair cut at Brett's Barbershop. Now, I specifically get my hair cut by Costa because Costa has been doing my hair for a minute, and that's who cuts me up. Plus, you know what I'm saying, me and him used to be pimps back in the 70s. We had these canes. But one time, like, I was fighting him on accident because his girl owed me some money, so I broke the cane off. I stuck it in his chest. I pulled it out. It was bleeding everywhere. Crazy story. That's for a different time. But there's other people that work in that barbershop. One of them's name is Brett, the guy that owns it, and then there's Cindy. So those are our two sponsors, but we also have special people that we love to thank. You know what, Bob? Let's do a little fast and slow on them real quick.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let me take a little sip.
Yeah,
Let me take a
we do
little
that
sip.
too.
Let me take a little sip. We're gonna get power sip. Then I'm a freestyle. I'm in the zone. Bob, give me a little beat.
All right, you're going slow to fast, right? Mm-hmm. All right.
At a slower pace though, so I can get more out.
Right.
Listen up. To the chat board you go. I will rap whatever you say on the chat. Schmitty said puddle of mud is dope, but it ain't me. Bob, you can go a little bit faster and maintain the same speed. I be spitting and be killing it. I'm dealing with the stuff that I be spitting. I be looking, I be grilling at these cats. I tell you right now, I will shoot a free throw. You can catch me after this on the Johnny B show. I'm gonna be spitting, killing him and Will. I probably kill these women and I kill until I chill. Everyone pops all of these pills. I tell Pops I ain't got these pills, but Pop wants all of these pills. So I'm gonna be like, yo, you guys to be chill. I'm sitting here now. Tell you right now, I'ma tell you right now, you a nightgown. Go to sleep, hit you in the face. No, it's cheap. Get you in a place, but the way I should be rapping is slow like this. There is a place in your face I might miss. Ooh, I won't say the word on the radio. We go a little faster, away we go. It's Mosh and it's Bob when he's spitting it. It's just some ridiculous, meticulous we got a music tournament, a Billboard 100 music tournament, and we're going to start off with one of the songs in here you guys know, you love, you've heard today. And I'm with you. All I can think of is Terry Crews singing this song. Making my way downtown, walking fast, and the moon is glass, and it's cold out. So that's Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles.
Love it.
She's going head up with a band and a song that I did not... Oh, I did pull up. She's going head up with... If I could, then I would. I'll go wherever you will go. Way up high or down low. I'll go wherever you will go. Yeah. All right, so that's in the tournament. And they're not the only ones. They're going to go head up, but I'm just going to give you all these songs right now so you can love it. Another guy in the tournament. You've heard him. You love him. You know him. Will they win? Well, it starts with one thing.
I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind and design this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch your clock down as the pendulum swings. Watch the countdown to the end of the day. The clock ticks like away. So unreal.
You didn't look out below. You watched the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on. You didn't even know you wasted it all.
Just to watch you fly.
I kept everything inside, even though I tried.
It all fell apart.
All right.
When eventually,
That's gas. That's
be a
in
memory.
the end. And they're going up with that Vanessa Carlton, so that's how you know it's lit. Oh, we got something for y'all. Where my R&B's at, dawg?
Let it go up in there.
Done it around. After all that, this is what I found. Nobody wants to be alone. If you touch my words in a song, and baby, you got it bad. When you're on, hang up and call right back. You got it bad. If you miss a day without your friend, your whole life's off track. Oh, you got it back from the front to the back, and I lick it. So that, man, that reminds me of times me and my grandmother spent together. That was a long time ago. It's an older song, so you gotta understand. But they're going up against the behemoth in their own right, because I gotta tell you.
You can be my someone, you can be my scene. Know that I'll protect you from all the unseen. Don't know what you're doing, imagine where you are. There's oceans in between us, that's not very far. Can you take it all the way? Can you take it all the way? When you shoved it in my face, explain the game to me.
Oh man, that one is a banger, bro. But now we got the last two that are going head up. What do we got? What do we got here?
What do we got?
Somebody else gets me frustrated. But life's like this, you and you fall and you grow and you break and you take what you get and you turn it into. Honestly, promise me you're never gonna find you faking. No, no, no.
Oh, that was so gas. And they have a chance, but I'm not sure if they could beat.
Always there when you call, and I'm always on time.
Baby,
I gave you my all, so baby,
baby.
Rachel just said no. I can't wait to find out which one she on. Ashanti with Ja Rule. So we got a banging tournament.
Yes, Ja Rule.
Let's go
DMX
to
with
the
a girlfriend.
tournament. So off rip, let's do round one. How You Remind Me by Nickelback versus Wherever You Will Go, The Calling. Now this is a crazy, crazy thing to go.
Ooh, how you
It's not
remind me.
like you to say sorry. I was waiting on a different story. And then you got If I Could, Then I Would. I'll go wherever you will go. I know where I'm at.
I know where I'm going.
Bob, we'll go with you first.
I'm going with Nickelback.
Oh, wow. Mike, where are you at on that?
Yeah, I too would have to go with Nickelback.
Oh, my Lord.
Same here.
Dana taking Nickelback.
Hey, man, sometimes you like potato chips instead of mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
I just didn't want to see The Calling get beat out 4-zip.
I get it.
Why does Nickelback get such a bad rap?
It's because they're like potato chips. They're like more of a snack, you know? They're not like super substantial. They don't take any risks, but it's still enjoyable, universally.
When Nickelback, that's a whole nother story, man. Nickelback doesn't deserve the bad rap that they get. But, all right, so
I agree.
Nickelback automatically just tears through Wherever You Will Go, The Calling, which
Rachel said never Nickelback. They suck.
and Rachel, a lot of
See, there
people
it
hate
is.
them. There's a lot of hate for Nickelback, but
I mean, everybody, like, Nickelback is like the Guy Fieri of music, you know?
This Is How You Remind Me is one of the bangers songs of all the bangers, and if you don't like them, I understand. But The Calling, for me, Wherever You Will Go, that's a classic. It's hard to knock out a classic, and we just have 4 people in a room of all different sexes, ages, races, and penile implants.
Speak for yourself, man.
I'm most of them.
Yeah, Bob is he has a sliding grade of his sexuality, which there's nothing wrong with that.
We call me a spectrum person. In more ways than one.
Bob is what I like to call a specimen. So our second matchup, we've got And I'll Miss You, and I'll Kiss You, and I'll kiss you under.
If I could fall into the sky, you would pass me by.
And we got that going head up versus I tried so hard and got so far.
I already know.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to crawl to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. What do you got? I'll go first. This is a given.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it didn't even matter.
No, in the end, it doesn't even matter. We're not even going to take a vote. Lincoln Park wins. Vanessa Carlton, you're gone. Now we got some problems. You got it bad. Usher versus Everything's so blurry and no one left that's real. So make up your own ending and just let me know how you feel.
Right.
I'll go first because this one matters. Oh man,
intrigued.
this is hard. Dana, you go first.
I actually really love Usher, but I'm going to go with... Now I'm drawing a blank on the name of the band.
Mike, you go first.
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud.
Mike's just an old codger that doesn't like anything hip hop. No, I'm totally joking.
That's
He
just
loves
not my
Puddle
favorite
of
Usher
Blood.
song.
I saw them in St. Pete.
Yeah,
Puddle of
they're
Mud.
fire.
Yeah, it was good. It was a while ago.
All right, Dana, you got to pick. Say one.
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud. Okay, Bob.
Listen, if you were to put like "Let It Burn" or "My Confession"
Yes.
or "Yeah"
This is
on
my
the list,
Yes.
we'd be having a very different conversation
Yes.
right now.
Just not my favorite
But for
Usher
now,
song.
yeah, it's the "Puddle of Mud" song for me. No
Any-
question. Yeah. I mean, come on,
Rachel
it's a bang,
calls
but-
Usher on the chat. Rachel, again,
Usher.
you have usurpers in here because we all really agree with Puddle of Mud. So you'll come in heavy in the finals because we got 4 people, so we're gonna need some help in the finals. So be ready. Blurry beats out You Got It Bad from Usher. I agree. That could have been a better song. Now this one, Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? Life's like this, you acting like it's somebody else. It makes me frustrated. I did it in Russian accent. You got Avril Lavigne going head up with, and I gave you my all, so baby, be mine.
Yeah, right.
Always
Ashanti and DMX with a girlfriend. Got it.
Always on time.
Baby.
Gave you my my testosterone flowing.
Get the trouble with it. Get the trouble with it.
Nah, that was lit. All right, so I'll go first.
Just replace Ja Rule with DMX on any song, and it's going to be way better.
Oh, of course. I will actually go with Always on Time.
Oh, will you really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Oh, man.
Dana takes Always on Time. This could come down to Rachel. What do you think? Always on Time or Complicated by Avril Lavigne?
I know who Avril Lavigne is, and I've heard that song, so I have to go with her.
Mike's going Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, because I'm out of touch. So
Yeah, I'm going definitely with Avril Lavigne on this one.
Rachel's not helping. She's
Bob's
going
going
neither.
Avril Lavigne. It's a split, Rachel. We can either do a rock, paper, scissors, or somebody on the chat can tell me who they think
Ooh,
is
Rachel
better.
called in with Avril.
Rachel took Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne takes out Always on Time based on a Rachel judgment. So now we have the semifinals. This is how you remind me. And, oh man, and they're going.
It's not like you to say sorry. I was waiting on a different story.
I mean, come on.
Yo, but they're going up against a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Watch the time go right out the window. Bring a whole lot. They didn't even know. Wasted it all just to watch you fall. Even though I tried, it all fell apart. Would eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
So that's going up against This Is How You Remind. Oh my God! What are we gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let Bob go first and say. You know what? I'm gonna let Mike go first. Mike faced.
I have seen Linkin Park. They're a good band. I have to go with them.
Mike's going straight for In the End. Okay. Dana.
Yeah, I'm going to go Linkin Park as well.
Oh man, I thought it would be closer. Bob.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Linkin Park on this one.
Oh, do we have anybody in the chat that's going Nickelback? Get the hook. All right, Linkin Park wins, but in the end, it goes right through to the finals.
I guess in the end, it didn't matter.
Because in the end, it doesn't even matter. So, the final battle will be...
The ladies love us.
Is this serious? Blurry, Puddle of Mud versus Complicated by Avril Lavigne. Do we need to vote?
No, I don't think so.
No.
We don't need to vote, right?
If you're going to go with Puddle of Mud. Yeah.
Yes.
We don't need to
All right,
vote.
wait, then.
So
Right.
Blurry to the finals.
Clearly, that decision wasn't blurry.
Now, here's another one we probably
Was
don't
it?
have to vote on. Now, anybody that wants to vote on this is the finals. We've got In the End by Linkin Park versus Blurry by Puddle of Mud. To most rockers, it depends on who you had in the room. You got about a 10% chance Blurry's going to win at any given time. But if everybody in here that thinks it's, and I want reaction if it's, excuse me, there's two.
twice.
That's two. I don't
another
have the
shot,
dump
folks.
button. I could have easily dumped it. With an 8-second dump, I could have dumped 1 second. I catch it
could take two
literally
dumps.
right when I do it. I could
How
take
about
a
take
dump
a dump
button
right
is
now?
a button where I could press it so if I curse. And again, I don't have to not curse or do none of this stuff, but it's practice. So we've got In the End by Linkin Park versus
Blurry.
Blurry by Puddle of Mud. Raise your hand if you think it's In the End. So Dana. Oh!
Looks like she kept everything inside. And even though she tried, it all fell apart.
Yes, apparently it did.
Oh, so
I love
Dana
that
thinks
song.
it's Blurry. If anybody else in the chat thinks it's Blurry, I'll give it some consideration.
I'm just saying, man. Linkin Park is definitely
Rachel
hanging
thinks
in
it's
there.
Lincoln 3 different times, which is 3 counts. That is Linkin Park. Schmitty thinks it's Lincoln. Bosco thinks it's Lincoln.
Looks like
Puddle of Mud. Schmitty says it's Puddle of Mud.
Good job, Schmitty.
So I think it's all right. I gotta beat Bob in rock paper scissors
All right,
3 games in a row.
3 games in a row or 2 out of 3?
No, I gotta beat you 3 games in a row because I'm at a disadvantage because of the votes.
All right, let's get
So
it.
if you beat me 1 out of these 3 games,
I win. Ready?
then if Bob beats me 1 out of these 3 games, Lincoln Park wins. If I beat him, if I don't lose in 3 games, then Blurry wins.
Let's get it.
So all Bob's at an advantage, but that's because the votes were in favor of Lincoln Park. So you ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh, Bob beats me off rip. The end of the game goes to Lincoln Park, ladies and gentlemen. Lincoln Park is the one. Lincoln Park. They did it. Oh, this is crazy. All right, so Lincoln Park again wins another Mosh Jelton Smashdown. And it's getting super lit, bro, because Blurry is a very special song to me. When I was thugging in high school, you know what I'm saying, I was that dude, you know what I'm saying, I was killing everybody. I was the GOAT. Multiple choice question real quick, Bob. You're first. Who philosophized the origin of virtuosity? Who did virtue theory first? Was it A, Homer, B, Plato, C, Socrates, or D, Euclid?
Ooh, virtue theory?
Virtue theory of being virtuous.
It wasn't Homer.
A, Homer, B, Plato, C, Socrates, D, Euclid.
Well, Homer.
Bob says Homer. He's incorrect.
I
Mike?
knew I was wrong.
What's the choices again?
Plato, Socrates, or Euclid?
I'm going to go with Socrates.
Correct. It is correct. It's Socrates.
I couldn't remember which one came first.
Dana, multiple choice. Who came up with the idiom or theory, I think, therefore I am? Was it A, Albert Einstein, B, Rene Descartes, C, Aristotle, or D, Heisenberg?
I'm going with B, Descartes.
Who came up with I think, therefore I am? Einstein, Descartes, Aristotle, Heisenberg. You say Descartes.
Yes.
That's correct. It is Rene Descartes. Dana's got one. And Mike, whose job was it to try to get France to join America in the Revolutionary War against England? Was it A, Benjamin Franklin, B, George Washington, C, John Adams, or D, Thomas Jefferson? Whose job was it to try to get France to join America in the Revolutionary War against England? Ben Franklin, George Washington, John Adams, or Thomas Jefferson?
I'm glad it's multiple choice. Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin's the correct answer. Bob, you're the odd man out. You're the only person that didn't get an answer right, which means you are literally stupider than everybody in this room.
I lost an IQ contest to a chair, okay? So here we are.
All right, Bob. I want you to name me a comedy actor.
Seth Rogen.
Name me a music star.
Axl Rose.
Give me someone that more people can visually see.
You can't visually see the lead singer of Guns N' Roses?
I can't personally.
Wow. Are you kidding me? Big hair, bandanas, ridiculous.
Yeah, I know a lot
Prima
more
donna.
about everything, but I just can't see that one specific
MGK.
thing. Thank you. Didn't we use him last time?
I don't know.
Okay,
I
it
don't care.
works. Oh, you don't care.
Oh, I just don't care if we used him or not last time. That's
Oh, so you
what I
don't
meant.
care about me or my loved ones?
Oh, I love you, man.
You would just watch my loved ones follow each other off a cliff, and that's weird.
Yeah, let me tell you that right now.
Why you got to tell it to me now? I just insinuated it. Now you're going to tell me it?
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you that. Let
The
me
third
tell
one
you.
has to be of a public figure, a politician.
A public figure or a Mitch
Politician.
McConnell.
Mitch McConnell. Oh, that's a story. This is going to be a hard one to make a movie out of. So we got Seth Rogen, we got MGK, and Mitch McConnell. Now, whoever writes this movie and gets an Oscar wins the Nobel Peace Prize.
Even if the movie sucks, you still win. Just for casting.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw some curveballs at you. So the protagonist, the main character, is an old man who's almost on the verge of senility, but he's always been good to everybody, and he's a very weird dude, and he's played by Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's an old man. He's rich, but he donates. He does a lot of good stuff.
Man,
now,
I don't know if you'll actually ever be able to do that.
somebody comes up onto him, and they're like, "Hey, we got an investment for you that'll be the best investment of your life." And it's MGK. MGK is ready to have Mitch McConnell invest in everything in the super company. He wants him to invest hundreds of millions of dollars. And Seth Rogen is the stoner pothead grandson of Mitch McConnell, or nephew. And one thing he's good at is numbers, and he starts to see what's happening. And he knows he can't go up against the mob, which is MGK. So he's got to figure out a way to save his father's money.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one, right?
I like it.
That's a good one.
That was
right?
a good one. I would watch that. I'd watch that for sure.
I
Seth
think
Rogen.
it's
That's
dope.
a perfect role for Seth Rogen. Is always the lovable stoner loser nephew who ends up saving the day.
So, hey, I got a debate that we have, 3-minute debates with Mosh and Beatbox Bob.
Ooh.
But we'll pull some other people in because this is a philosophical debate for the ages. A lot of people have been a part of this. Here's the debate. Assuming that there's a God, right? So we're not debating on whether or not God's there. We're just saying God is there, right?
Right, as a given for this situation.
For this situation. Assuming there's a God, and God is omnipotent and all-powerful, so he can do anything.
Right.
Could God create a rock so heavy that he couldn't lift it?
Man, that's so hard to even...
He's all-powerful.
Right, because if he's all-powerful and he can make a rock that he can't lift, right, wouldn't that mean that...
That's something he can't do, but he can do anything.
Right.
But if he can make a rock so big he can't lift, then when he makes it, he can't lift it. So there's something he can't do there.
Oh, man. The question... Man, that's a hard thing to figure out.
It's like a chicken and egg thing.
I'm saying, like, okay, so, like, if... All right, let's... Man. Would an all-powerful, omnipotent being create something within their universe that they themselves wouldn't be able to do as a testament to their own power? Would they?
They cannot. It's so crazy, the conundrum of can God create something so big he can't lift it?
That is a conundrum. You might as well call that a Trojan fallacy. There.
I have an answer for it. I think God can create something so big he can't lift, but he's a perfect being. So he wouldn't, because if he did, he would be able to lift it.
So then that would disprove himself if he were to actually do that.
Here's the point. The point is, God could create a rock so big that he can't lift. But if he did create it, then by his very nature, he would be able to lift it. So at the time of his creating it, he wouldn't be able to lift it.
So the
but
rock
after it's created, he'll be able to lift it because that's in his nature. You
Right.
see my
So
point?
get it. So the rock and God would both be in a superposition of being able to lift it and not being able to lift it at the same time. Until the rock is created, once the rock is in complete fruition, then God, of course, would be able to lift it after the fact.
Exactly.
But in his previous state, God would not be able to lift it. So that just means that God just increased his power.
I don't think
That's an exercise.
Well, I mean, in general, when something becomes bigger than he can lift, if it becomes in existence from him, then now he can lift it.
Right. So then basically...
For instance, God couldn't see the earth until he made it.
Right.
But this is all assuming that there is gravity where God is.
Right, that's true that.
Because he would have to be on a much larger planet in the universe to create that gravity to make it so heavy that he can't lift it. Right?
Right. But I think
We're not trying to look too heavy into the physics of this hypothetical.
It's a more philosophical question. I mean, gravity is involved, but it's more like...
Because you say lift, and I think of weight, and then I think of
Sure.
the universe.
And the math
And, it's just
behind it.
at least
I can
one
pick
thing
a bunch
leads to
of different stuff. I could say, can God create a something so fast that he can't catch it? Could God create? But this is just the most easiest one for the
logistics,
for the metaphor. And
I'm overthinking it, is what you're saying.
It's not so much
it's
about
a philosophical
the physics,
question. Could God? And I say God could create something bigger than he could lift, but once it's created, he'd be able to lift it.
Right. So once it's created, he lacked the power to be able to lift it prior to, and now that it's created, now he's actually increased his strength simultaneous to the creation of the rock,
Because he can do that in
right.
a second.
So there it is. Bam. Now the rock is infinitely liftable by God.
You
Just
agree
like that?
You
Yeah.
agree with that, Mike?
Philosophically.
Dana, I know you're a female and you're not the philosophical type, but if you can give us your input on that.
That was actually my answer, but I wasn't going to interrupt you. That he would create it and then afterwards make himself able to lift it.
Yeah, I actually picked that answer straight from the thought bubble over her head right there.
The thought bubble.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
in those
the bubble.
crash course philosophies. They go to the thought bubble. That's
I go to
funny.
the thought bubble all the time.
Yo. Viewer discretion is advised. You're listening to the Mosh Jelton Show. Hop up in my new whip, headed to wherever town, but I'm always coming back, never gonna settle down. Nah, bro, that can't be me. Let me burn this Method Man on this blank CD, and then tell you how I got whips, tell you how I got hoes, how I got fits, tell you how I got dough. But the fact is, this is not so. I got a little bit, but I ain't got a lot though. Then I reach my hands in my pockets, only 20 bucks left in my wallet, and now I'm broke, and so I drink. Then I sit back, blazing L, and I think maybe I could get a gun, maybe I could get a mask, maybe I could call my boys, we could have a blast. Walking strapped through that open door. I ain't joking, tell them what I'm going for. I said, I ain't got no scuffs on my Jordans, I ain't got no holes in my fit, I ain't got no dents in the aviator, but I'm still broke, I'm broke as a bitch. So tell the bank teller I'm going to the safe. Tell the bank teller I'm going to the safe. Tell the bank teller I'm going to the safe. But he looking so fresh, what he gotta rob a bank for? Hop out of a PT Cruiser, footprints show where my DC shoes were. Somebody hand me the shooter, I'ma show you all how to beat these losers. Now I'm sitting here reading Vibe magazine, cause there's no radio, I couldn't buy batteries. Now I'm wondering why everyone's mad at me, living forever after, but not happily. My cellmate hates how I snore at night, and I admit I kinda miss the sun's morning light. I've had my ups and downs like a quarter pipe, but I wasn't safe, and I'm definitely sure that I should've never got a gun. Why'd I have to get a mask, trying not to beat myself up, I know it's in the past. Life's not a chorus in a simple track. If you mess up the first time, you can't bring it back. I ain't got no scuffs in my Jordans, I ain't got no holes in my fit, I ain't got no dents in the aviator, but I'm still broke, I'm broke as a bitch.
You are listening to The Mosh Jelton Show with Mosh Jelton and Beatbox Bob on Spreaker.com/show/The Mosh Jelton Show. Live Wednesdays from 8 to 10.
We got a couple sponsors we shout out every show in the beginning off the rip skins. We're going to talk about Monster Mouse Fitness, which is the most badass gym you can go to in this area. It's in Port Richey, Florida. It is off 19. Anthony Gillo runs it, and he's the man. And he'll sit in there and make sure your workout's done. You know what I'm saying? So that's the spot to go to if you're not soft. Also, you're trying to get your hair cut? You get your hair cut at Brett's Barber Shop. Now, I specifically get my hair cut by Costa because Costa has been doing my hair for a minute, and that's who cuts me up. Plus, you know what I'm saying, me and him used to be pimps back in the 70s. We had these canes. But one time, like, I was fighting him on accident because his girl owed me some money, so I broke the cane off. I stuck it in his chest. I pulled it out. It was bleeding everywhere. Crazy story. That's for a different time. But there's other people that work in that barber shop. One of them's name is Brett, the guy that owns it, and then there's Cindy. So those are our two sponsors, but we also have special people that we love to thank.
Shout out to a cat named Mo Show, 1025 The Bone. He's our main man. He's where it's at. WDED, Dead in the Morning, Dead in the Making. Both of those, that's where it's at. We got Johnny B Comedy on 1025 The Bone on the Johnny B Show. You give him a shout out, listen to his show. It's great. It's syndicated. We're killing it.
How is the sun and the moon the exact same size in the sky?
Force perspective.
They just happen to be a certain amount of miles away. But on top of that, the moon spins at the exact same rate that as it goes around the world, it's spinning so slowly that as it gets back to where it was, that's why you only see one side. Because if it wasn't spinning, obviously you would see the right side, then the top side, then the left side.
Sure.
But since it's spinning at such a perfect rate where we can only see one side, that's very, very suspicious.
Somewhat.
I mean, that is very, very...
Well, like atoms, look how it, with atoms, right? Nucleus. Proton, am I getting close?
Yeah, proton, neutron.
Protons, neutron. Yeah,
Electron.
It's the same, it's just on a different scale.
Well, it's actually that there's four fundamental forces, and you're describing the strong force, which is the force that keeps the protons and neutrons attached to the nucleus of the atom.
Sure.
Correct.
And so their gravity is not involved with the electrons going around the atom.
It all comes back to gravity for me. It's just, I'm a big fan.
I mean, I'm sure you can make a theory, but there's going to be hard to find mathematical data because that's
right,
already
strong forces described differently
it's
than gravitational. Yeah, exactly.
It's been categorized for over 100 years.
They needed to use different math for the two different things.
So the weak force, you got electromagnetic force, which is all kinds of radiation from light to colors to
all that.
Color is light, yeah.
Thing.
And then you've got the strong force and then the weak force. What is the weak force again?
The weak force, electromagnetism, like you just mentioned, electromagnetism.
So we have gravity is one.
Right.
We've got electromagnetism is number 2. The
right.
strong force, which is the nuclear force.
Yeah.
And what's the weak force? I always get this one discombobulated.
What is the weak force? Oh, man.
What is the weak force? If anybody knows the weak force of physics. No, that's part of electromagnetism. That's the electromagnetic force. So maybe we're tripping and the electromagnetic force is a force, but the radioactive decay is another force. Maybe. But that wouldn't be a force. That would be something different. However, we're getting sidetracked. I'm just very
There's
weird.
atomic force, maybe? But that's a part of strong force, so never mind. I don't know.
If we said it out loud, we would be like,
exactly,
we're just not thinking of it. But those are the four forces. And we don't exactly know what keeps the strong force, the neutrons and stuff, the protons in the nucleus, but we can describe it mathematically, which is almost the same for gravity. We don't know what gravity is, but we can describe it mathematically. We don't really know exactly what lightning is, but we can describe it and predict it mathematically.
Sure.
So math is really the language that we're using in terms of most of these scientific things.
We got the most important part of it down. After, if you can describe it, then we can reverse engineer it later and figure out what the actual details are. But we know what it does and how it does it, and that's it.
It is peculiar, though, that the smallest amounts of matter, such as atoms, there are things circling things that circle things that have outer layers of electrons, and then there's a big system of circling. But in macro cosmology, you have
gravity and pull.
You have
and all that.
a moon circling a planet, circling a star, circling possibly another huge star, circling
I believe that one
black hole, circling a supermassive black hole, and that creates a galaxy.
I believe that one has to do with mass and one has to do with quark composition. Because certain types of quarks like to grab onto other types of quarks, and certain types don't repel other types of quarks. So
quarks, muons, gluons, and leptons are in every atom. Those are just what makes up
but
the atom.
there are different types of, there's the up quark, there's down quark, down quark, all those things. And I feel like maybe they haven't quite had enough, but I might be speaking on anecdotal evidence here, but I believe that certain types of quarks repel other types and certain types of quarks attract other types, versus with planets that's more of a gravity versus mass thing. Versus in like the atomic scale, that's more like a quark type of pulling situation, rather than it necessarily having to do with mass, more than it having to do with a preferred building block situation.
Well, in order to juxtapose gravity onto electron, not to bore you guys, but in order to juxtapose gravity, let me do it all hood. Hey, yo, in order to juxtapose, check it out. I'm gonna tell you like it is. In order to juxtapose gravity, on what I'm saying, on electron electromagnetism, you know what I'm saying? The way you're gonna have to do that, right, is like, you know how like it's spinning around, the moon's spinning around Earth due to gravity?
sure.
Because it got like caught in that little range where it couldn't get out of the escape velocity of the Earth's gravitational pull, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
And so when you can't get out of the escape velocity, one of two things happens. If you can't get out of the escape velocity, you either are circling the Earth forever or you come back down to the Earth. Now,
So you got an infinite orbital system.
well, I mean, some say it's infinite. What I believe is that it's bound to crash toward Earth. You just got a lot of extra time. It goes so slowly when two things are on that exact, you know what I'm saying?
Entropy,
Dang, dong.
decay,
All that.
forces.
So what I'm saying is, what I'm saying that's happening is
Yo,
that,
B, facts, B.
that thing's spinning around and it's spinning around. But like, I don't think like it's never gonna not hit Earth, you know what I'm saying, if it took long enough. But the point being is, you got things spinning, things winning. I really think that the moon, something to do with the moon is weird, bro. But I think planets and stuff spin because you got gravity, right? And everybody says gravity starts at center mass. But if Jupiter's a million quadrillion miles long, then shouldn't the front of it be pulled on harder than the back of it?
Depending on the direction it's moving.
But you know what I'm saying? Let's just say Jupiter.
What if it's moving directly on its face and we wouldn't be able to tell
I'm
that?
trying to make a more fundamental argument. Let's say Jupiter's walking past a black hole. Shouldn't that black hole pull on the front of Jupiter more than it pulls on the back of Jupiter because it's so massive?
I would think that it would pull on the back because it's the closest within vicinity, and then as
The
a
back
result,
is the closest in vicinity to the black hole? So
I guess depending on what perspective you're looking at it, I was looking at it from the other side of Jupiter.
well, the back is never close because the front of Jupiter that's toward. Let's say the
Okay, so for the front is in the perspective of heading towards the black hole. Got
Yeah,
it.
so
okay.
when
Well, then that would be pulled more. Yes, whatever the space is that's closest to the black hole is going
But
to be pulled more.
science says that center mass is what's pulled because of Jupiter as a circle as a whole, that it pulls on the whole thing. But what would happen if
the heaviest part, I think, would move.
if the ball was pulled at the front farther than the back? What would happen?
Well, it would just like
It would spin.
yeah, it would spin. Right.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just
It would be
saying
pulled.
weird stuff that people already know. Well, what? Oh.
Y'all ain't gonna believe it. It's the news with Beatbox Bob on the Mosh Jelton Show. Listen to me. Are you listening to me right now? No, listen. I need you to zero in on my voice because this is the most important information you're ever going to hear in your entire life. You're not going to believe what I'm about to say to you, what I'm about to deliver into your open, cavernous ears. You need to hear me on this and trap this information in. Y'all ain't going to believe it. It's Beatbox Bob with the news. It's your outlook on life that counts. If you take yourself lightly and don't take yourself too seriously, pretty soon you can find humor in our everyday lives, and sometimes it can be a lifesaver. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. Born in Oak Park, Illinois, on January 17th, 1922, was an avid animal welfare activist and works with a number of organizations, including the Los Angeles Zoo Commission. She began her career as the phone girl on Al Jarvis's afternoon television show in Los Angeles, California, known for her gorgeous baby blue eyes and equally sparkling personality. More TV and movie appearances than anyone can count on both hands and feet, and favorite saying of the hood when there's a mass shooting on the news. Betty White died New Year's Eve, and I'm so grateful for all of her contributions to our collective lives. She lived to be 99 years old, and boy, did she make every second count. Rest in peace, Betty White. May you live forever in our hearts and minds of everyone. You sure will in mine. So, just to be sure, if you want to give her a quick, stand in solidarity for her birthday, go ahead and donate a bag of dog food to your local shelter as a gift for her birthday. And again, I want to give out 21 gun salute, Betty White. Nothing but love for her. Speaking of love.
Rest in peace, but everybody, rest in peace, Betty White. I gotta say
Rest
that.
in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
Speaking of love, y'all ain't gonna believe it. I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes and I saw the sign. When most people go looking for love, they usually go to bars or use dating apps, that sort of thing. But not this guy. 29-year-old London bachelor Mohammed Malik is taking a different approach entirely. This guy is paying for billboards all over London that read, "Save me from an arranged marriage. Find MalikaWife.com." Malik is looking for a woman with personality and religious devotion. Good luck, buddy. Hopefully the right woman sees the sign. Now, speaking of the old crash and burn, y'all ain't gonna believe it. Space experts are tracking a Russian rocket part that is set to make an uncontrolled re-entry into Earth's atmosphere within the next 24 hours.
Oh, these rockets, man.
The Angara A5 heavy lift rocket was launched from the Playsk Air Spaceport in Russia on Monday, December 22nd. I'm 27th. I totally butchered that name, but what are you going to do?
The name
Butcherer. The launch was testing new upper rocket stage known as the Persei booster, according to the state-run TAS news agency. Now, it's safe to say that in the next 24 hours, it will be down. But where? Nobody can say, because in the window of several hours, it will do multiple rotations around the entire Earth. Holger Craig, the head of European Space Agency's Space Debris Office, actually made that quote. The Russian rocket part that was traveling at 7.5 kilometers per second. For you Americans out there, that's 4.7 miles per second. And its re-entry latitude was likely to be between 63 degrees north or south of the equator. So be on the lookout for falling Russian space junk. Speaking of flaming metal.
Yo, when I'm in a Russian prison and I'm on the bottom bunk and there's a Russian that wants to get off his top bunk, I'm always on the lookout for falling Russian space junk.
That's fair. Love it, Cosmonaut. Speaking of flaming metal, y'all ain't gonna believe it. 13 people, including 7 children, died in a fire in Philadelphia this morning after flames ripped through a 3-story row house. Now, a row house, in case you don't know, is a like an apartment building that's actually been converted into houses. Or a house, that's been converted into an apartment building. I don't know which one it is, man.
They go both ways.
I'm not a real estate agent. So firefighters arrived at 6:40 a.m. and it took about 50 minutes to control the blaze. That's like a record-setting time to control a raging fire. And even hours after the blaze had subsided, firefighters were still searching through the rubble because they feared more victims may still be there. Now, in addition to the 13 dead, 2 were critically injured. There were 4 battery-powered smoke alarms in the building, and none of them worked. The row house was owned by the Philadelphia Housing Authority. Do with you will with that information. 8 people lived in one unit on the top floor, and 18 more people in one more unit below. The cause of fire has yet to be determined. So, thoughts and prayers out to those people who were, suffering in the Philadelphia row house fire. I really, really hope that the Philadelphia Housing Authority can get everything under wraps.
Facts. Sounds crazy, man.
And that's what I got for the news.
Well, so that's all that you have for the news?
Yes, sir.
I don't believe it.
Y'all ain't gonna believe it. Y'all didn't believe it. I didn't believe it when I read this information. I mean, I'm seriously, can you seriously believe any of this stuff? It's completely wild and ridiculous. Flagrant displays of absolute atrocity, just completely nonsense. And I didn't believe it. Y'all didn't believe it. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. This has been Beatbox Bob with the news on the Mosh Jelton Show.
I just want to I got to shout out my people, man. If you're trying to get in shape, but you're not trying to go to those punk little corporate places, you go to Monster Mouse Fitness in Port Richey. They're the GOAT. They're the best. My dog will put you in. He'll help you work out. He's there every day, all day. My man Anthony, he's there all day. He will. It's not. I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure he'll just help you with your workout. That man just wants to motivate people. He's there owning a gym for the right reasons. Monster Mouse Fitness. Also, I gotta mention my dog Costa. at Brett's Barbershop. You need to be at Brett's Barbershop. Brett's fire too. Cindy's fire too. But Costa is the guy that cuts my hair. Super duper nasty with it. Like intrinsically sick. My favorite barber that I've had in the area, and he's right there right by Trinity. So if you listen from Trinity, that's where you go. So does anybody here know Patton Oswalt?
Does anyone know
Of
Patton
course.
Oswalt?
Yeah, everybody here knows Patton Oswalt.
Yes.
So did you guys hear about what's going on with him right now?
Something about I'm not entirely sure exactly what's going on. I think that it's something about him talking about.
But you did hear about it. And you heard about it.
Yes, I heard.
Did
it.
I have not.
You hear about what's going on?
No.
So Patton Oswalt plays the rat in Ratatouille.
Right.
But the reason why I love him is because he's in one of my top favorite shows of all time, Happy, where he plays the little
the
buzzing
plucky
guy.
little buzzing guy.
And
Unicorn.
he's a unicorn, and it's so Chris Maloney. It's so hilarious. If you haven't watched Happy on Netflix, you're losing your mind. By the way, you're listening to
The Mosh Jelton Show with Mosh Jelton and Beatbox Bob.
What's happening with Happy with Patton Oswalt is he was doing a show. I don't know exactly where this was. I think it was in Seattle. He was doing a show at a smaller club. He's friends with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle hits him up and says, "Hey man, why don't you come to this big old venue? Like it's like come to the arena.
Sure.
And you can do a set." So he goes to Dave's arena, does a set, takes a picture with him, posts it. And the alphabet community goes after him, and he writes like a 2-page response about how sorry he was to take that picture.
What?
After how long have they been friends? And he turns on Chappelle. Like
he
that?
said 34 years.
What was the
crazy.
problem with the picture?
He said he's sorry for taking a picture.
That's what I'm
with his
saying. What
friend.
exactly was...
He wanted to disassociate himself, I think.
Yeah, because of the controversy between
because
Chappelle
of
and
Chappelle's
Netflix and all that.
Netflix special, and the community got up
Yeah,
in
but
arms.
you turn on your friend? Like,
Yeah, after all those years.
He didn't really turn on him. He just apologized for taking the picture.
Yeah, he never actually said anything against Chappelle himself, as far as I know. I think that he just said that he's sorry for posting the picture, and everything else is implied after that.
yeah, but what's wrong with taking a picture with your friend? In what world do you apologize for
Explain
taking...
to her how that could be.
So what I think it is that he's actually still trying to maintain the friendship with Dave, but on low key, quietly. So he's actually apologizing specifically
Agreed.
for taking that picture,
Agreed.
and not
Agreed.
actually apologizing
Agreed.
for being friends
Agreed.
with Dave Chappelle.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said.
That's what I really think that it is because Dave Chappelle has all this controversy around him. And so Patton is literally just giving them the bare minimum of exactly what they want and nothing more than that. And he's not saying that he's sorry for being friends with Dave. He's just saying that he's sorry for taking this picture. And you see, so that way he's not lying, and he's still holding himself accountable, biggest air quotes on earth, for being seen with somebody who has that much controversy.
It's terrible that we live in this world where you have to weigh your friendships with people with social media and Twitter. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like...
I can be friends with you, but it has to be a secret.
Well, I feel like he also probably talked to Chappelle about it, and Dave was like, look, you're like a 35-year veteran on entertainment. You don't want to lose your job right now. You're just gaining more relevance. He's like, dude, I don't care what you got to do. You just got to say whatever you got to say. Just know we cool, bro. You know what I mean?
I think it's kind of damage control. It's preemptive damage control. They know it's going to happen. They know they're going to get,
So he's just trying to stand in front of the bus, to make sure that
get after it. I mean, they're getting in front of it. So
that's always good to do. I think that was actually smart on Patton's part, regardless of the fact that it in of itself is actually a really terrible and futile exercise. I think that it's still good of Patton considering he did what he had to do in order to make it happen.
I'm not a big fan though of the cowardice, man. It's like, bro, you were my man, bro. You were my happy guy, bro. And then all of a sudden, bro, you turn into soft and D-McSoft.
Sure, but
he probably had something with Netflix too, and that offended the
right.
Netflix
But to be
outfit,
fair, I don't think that he's. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're
good. I apologize.
I'm just tired. My eyes are tired. Today.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, I still think that again, the only thing that he's apologized for implicitly is the actual picture and nothing more than that.
And I agree with your assessment of what's going on behind the scenes and with the whole entire thing. I completely agree.
So I feel like that's still a way for him to stand in solidarity.
Because the people that are pushing against him are the Alphabet community and probably Netflix itself, because that's the one that has the problem with Dave.
Sure, and also to be fair, a lot of Pat's constituents are of the, as we affectionately call them, the Alphabet community. A large conglomerate of the LGBTQIA plus community are big fans of Patton as well.
That's impressive.
So
you got that down.
Yeah.
We got a little game show we play on the Mosh Jelton show. It's called Jack or Jill is Dead. One of them is dead, the other one is dead. It's usually just one of them at a time. It's probably going to be Jack. More guys die than women in this game. I don't know if that's sexist, or maybe it's the opposite of sexist, but you're playing Jack or Jill is dead. So, off rip, Jack or Jill is dead. Here's how the game is played. I say Jack or Jill is dead. They have to say yes or no questions, and they have to get it right and figure out how Jack or Jill died. It's usually something vague, like she jumped off a building or something. They'll figure it out. So, we're going to start off with the first one. Jill is dead.
Was Jill murdered?
Jill was not murdered.
Did Jill commit suicide?
No. Not technically.
Did Jill accidentally kill herself?
Yes.
Did Jill electrocute herself to death?
No.
Did Jill shoot herself?
No.
Did Jill accidentally hang herself?
No.
Did Jill drown?
No.
Did Jill fall down the stairs?
No.
So she accidentally killed herself. And she didn't drown, but electrocuted.
Did Jill fall off a cliff?
No.
Ooh, okay.
Accidentally killed herself.
Was Jill in her house?
No.
Did Jill
Good
overdose?
question. No.
So Jill wasn't in her house, but she accidentally killed herself. Was Jill working? Not that it's super
No.
relevant, but-
Was
no,
Jill outside?
but you're narrowing it down.
Was Jill outside?
Not technically. Technically, she wasn't outside. They would say you're not outside.
Was Jill in like a shopping mall, shopping center, something along those lines?
No.
Okay.
Was Jill in Home Depot in the plant section?
No.
Was Jill at the gym?
No. And not outside may throw you off, but technically she wasn't outside.
Technically. Was Jill on
Technically,
somebody else's porch?
No.
Was Jill in the subway?
No.
Technically not outside, but actually not inside.
If you're technically not outside, then there's some sort of...
Was Jill in a
Couple.
car?
You're right.
Yes.
So Jill was in the car.
Yes.
And she accidentally killed herself. Did Jill hit black ice?
No. The most extreme answer. These are supposed to be general answers, so you guys are almost there.
Blew a tire?
No.
Did she hit a tree?
Yes.
Was she drunk driving?
Yes.
There we go. I know, you almost had it.
Jill was drunk driving. She hit a tree and died. Bob gets the answer to Jill being dead. So Jill is dead. She did hit a tree from drunk driving. Let's move on. Now, not to be outdone, Jack is dead.
Was Jack murdered?
Yes.
Was Jack shot?
Most likely, yes.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Was Jack shot with a crossbow?
No.
Was Jack actually shot with a gun?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean most likely?
Most likely?
I know. Was Jack killed by the mob?
No, but
Was Jack killed by some gangsters of some kind, like criminals, like criminal organization? Was Jack killed by a criminal organization?
I mean,
Was Jack shot in a drive-by?
Some theorists may say.
Was Jack killed by police?
Yes.
Jack was a criminal, and he was killed in pursuit.
No.
Ooh. So what's the circumstances? So then Jack was completely innocent. Case of missing identity or wrong identity got killed.
Which question are you asking?
Oh, that was a long one. That was a long one.
Okay. Was this a case of the wrong person, and that's why he was killed?
No.
Was Jack killed in a riot?
No.
Killed by police.
What type of police? We'll answer the whole story.
Ooh, what kind of police?
Was Jack killed by?
Where would answer the story.
Was Jack illegally crossing the
Who
border?
he is would answer the story. Not illegally, no.
Was Jack killed around other people?
Well, it wasn't just him when he was killed, so I'd say yeah.
Oh, okay. So was Jack like a victim of like a mass shooting or something like
No.
that? Okay. Let's see. Police.
Was Jack killed by a firing squad?
Yes.
Jack was killed
Yes.
by a firing squad.
Yes.
Didn't I win?
No, we have to be more specific.
You're on your way. Jack was killed by a firing squad. Who was Jack, or what was he? And
Was
who
he a
killed him?
rioter?
Huh? No.
No, you already asked that. That's right.
Already-
Rioters getting killed by firing squads out here.
Who was Jack? Why was he killed by a fire? Was Jack a human person?
Yes.
Okay.
Was Jack in the war?
I guess technically Rachel's the donut kind. Jack was technically in a war. I guess it would technically. This
Jack
is
was
war
trafficking
tactic.
drugs across the border.
No.
Killed by firing squad. Those are the police. What kind of police? That's the question.
Was Jack
That's
with the military killed by the military police?
Yes.
But what kind of military police?
Was Jack a terrorist?
Okay, so it was the Nazis, right? And
No.
Jack,
No. Keep going.
Okay.
Next.
Let's see. So it wasn't the Nazis. It was the Chinese government killing Jack?
One more.
Oh, gosh.
Russians.
Yes.
Russians.
Jack was killed
a
by a
Russian spy.
Russian. Yes, he was.
So he was a Russian spy.
No, almost. We're just switch it around.
Jack
Okay,
was
so
an
they were
American
Russian
spy
spies.
killed by Russian police.
And Dana, say that again.
Jack was an American spy killed by the Russian police.
And Dana gets why Jack is dead. An American spy caught by the Russians and executed by a firing squad. Dana gets the answer right, and the rest of you get it wrong because none of you are even near where Dana is. So understand.
Oh, sure. That's less specific than black ice.
So
Don't be a hater.
y'all got
Bob.
it. Y'all got it. So I got one more for you, and make sure my mic is on. Jill is dead. I knew you guys knew I was going to say that.
Is Jill a human person?
Good question. Yes.
Did Jill kill herself?
No.
Did someone kill Jill?
Someone no.
Did an animal kill Jill?
Yes.
An animal killed Jill.
Jill was ate by a
very
tiger.
lucky. No.
Was Jill a zookeeper?
No.
So she was not in the zoo. Okay.
Jill was killed by a monkey.
Jill was killed by
No.
a bear.
No.
Jill was run over by an elephant.
Where was Jill?
Where was Jill in the woods?
No.
Was Jill at the zoo?
No.
Was Jill on
Was Jill in
safari?
the mountains?
No.
Was Jill in the desert?
No.
Was Jill in
The ocean.
Yes.
Jill was in
Jill
the-
was ate by a shark.
Was Jill stung by a venomous deadly jellyfish?
ate by a shark.
Bitten by a shark.
Yes.
She was a surfer. She
Jill
died in the water.
was on the beach and was bitten by a shark. Wow. Bob, with the team effort of asking the monster question off rip, which led them to the answer. This is Jack or Jill is Dead on the Mosh Jelton show. And I think my people did a really good job. And I'm super proud of them. But I would like to say that if I was playing this game, I would straight smash every one of you guys. You guys.
Okay,
aren't
that's
really-
it. Next week I'm running the game.
I might
Jill
let
died from
you
a
run
Sharknado.
something. It's
Oh,
funny.
Sharknado.
I'm with you,
It's
Rachel.
funny when women are just like, next week I'm doing something, like they could just say
I just want to
that.
see. I just want to see you play, sir.
Yeah, but you're in the presence of a man, so I don't understand. We got my boy, and his name is Mikey. Mikey, what up?
What's up, Mosh?
How you doing, brother?
Good, man. How you guys doing in there?
Pretty good, bro. Pretty good.
Really awesome, man. I'm happy to see you, Mike.
Yeah. We missed you, man. We had you in last week, and it was a dope week, and we had a great show, and we're banging it out tonight. We got a lot of callers. We're gonna call Johnny B's show in about 14 minutes. I'm getting nervous. I'm gonna have to spit a rap, but yeah, we're over here kicking it. But how you doing? What do you got going on?
Yeah, I'm up in North Georgia on vacation.
Nice, man. Nice.
Speak as loud as you can, loudly as you can.
North Georgia.
You're up in North Georgia on vacation. You're at some kind of cabin or something?
Yeah, it's more like a house, but it's a hunting house or hunting cabin, you know.
That's fire. That's fire.
What kind of game are you getting out there, buddy?
Oh, there's heads all over the walls here. There's a stuffed boar. There's a let's see, is this a fox? Or there's like stuffed animal or taxidermy all over the place up here.
Man, all eyes on you, huh?
Yeah, I guess the guy that owns this place, he uses it, a few times a year, and then he rents it out the other times.
I always see. I'm a very curious person when it comes to my sexuality, and I always wanted to be alone in a cabin. That's one of my bucket list wishes, and I don't know why I told you that. How do you feel about the people? Have you met any of the people around there?
Yeah, we went down to the store yesterday. Have you ever heard of Angles?
Angles. Have you ever heard
Angles?
What's that, like it's kind of like a Piggly Wiggly, something like that?
It's like Publix on steroids.
Oh, man.
Publix is already on steroids, bro. What are you talking about?
Well, I'll just say take Publix and add another 30%.
Bro, you're trying to take... That's like adding 7 to infinity, bro. Infinity is infinity.
I'm telling you that the store was immaculate. It was huge. It had the biggest chip aisle that I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, man. He's talking chip aisles, bro. But did it have a public sub, man?
I didn't go to the deli, so I don't know. But I did buy some hamburger that they made for patties, and it was top-notch. Just ate burgers tonight.
Their patty burger was so good, but you didn't even check their deli. You didn't even do the due diligence to deli check. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the family was in the car waiting, so I had to get in and out as fast as I could. So,
Fire and facts, man. We're about.
But the people, you asked about the people. They, we noticed that they like bring their carts back to the rack. It's like everybody's like high and in a good mood, and I don't mean high like everybody's high. It's like saying hi, and in good spirits. So it's a completely different type of place. It's a great getaway.
That's dope, man. Hey, before I let you go, man, hey, I'm gonna be calling Johnny B's show. I gotta spit some bars, man, and I'm amped up, bro, because I'm gonna do a little battle rapping, man. You got any words of wisdom before I call this FM radio show, Johnny B show, that runs from 8 to 10?
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. I think I'm gonna take that.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to getting back and seeing you guys again next week.
Absolutely, brother, man. We can't wait to see you, bro.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks for calling, and I'll get back with you when I'm back in town.
Thanks,
Mike.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Man, we love you.
See you, Bob.
See
you, Dana.
Bye, Mike.
Somebody pull me up. Man, what's with these robocallers? How do I swipe away, man? I want to swipe away. Oh, it's my brother calling. Everybody stand back. He has to call from jail. That's a certain time I got to do it.
Call at no expense to you from
Anthony Desher,
an inmate at Pasco County Jail. To accept this call, press.
Anthony,
this call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time.
You're on the mic.
Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
How's it going?
It's going well, man. It says you were calling from a dude's named Anthony.
I am. I had to, end of the month, had to use someone else's debit, so that name should also be very familiar to you. So he wanted to say hello instead of spread the love as well.
Absolutely, man. I'd love to say hello to Anthony Teixeira. You know who I have in studio on the microphone right now?
Let me hear.
Hold on. I got to turn his mic on. And because I got one hand on this phone here, I've got to drag it with my left. I'm not a lefty, so it doesn't really help me out in battle. But face to the phone, you're doing perfect. That's a little too close. Tell them who you got on the phone, loudly.
Phil Melton, Schmitty. What's going on with you?
Who is it?
Schmidt. What's up with you, brother?
Mosh, I can't hear him.
Yeah, hold on.
Bring the microphone to his face. Phil, what's going on with you, brother? It's Schmidt.
Oh, that's now I know that voice. No introduction necessary. What's up, man?
How you doing in there, brother?
Dude, I'm maintaining, doing really well, waiting on this program, but crushing it, dude. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Hope you and your family had a good Merry Christmas and stuff, bro. It's a long time I ain't seen you, man.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, just doing the thing. Had to come in and see your brother's studio here. Had some time off. I enjoyed the show, so I had to see what's going on inside.
Come in and see your brother's studio, bro. Man, this is the GOAT studio.
It's tight. Dude, it's a small reunion. I got half of the four of us here, me and Dish Handy and you and Mosh there, so it's
tell me about
sweet little nostalgia.
Tell me about you banging people up, man. We're trying to hear that gushy.
Well, current affairs have at least the listener wanting a little bit, but I've been here for a long time, Josh. So what that causes is making enough street cred, so to speak, where I don't have to flex the muscle too hard because don't with that guy because other people have already witnessed what happens when that does happen. So.
Well, I'll tell you right now, dude. I'll go catch a little misdemeanor, bro, and I'll come up in there and I'll start banging everybody I see. I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I'm crazy with it, bro. I used to go up in there and bang people for fun, bro. They used to call me Snap, Crackle, and Bang because I would snap, crackle, and bang a dude up in the showers, bro. And sometimes it wasn't even all that. It wasn't even all that violent. You know what I'm saying? It was just more of an emotional type.
That's not a chitty bang bang, is it? Jeez, I heard about you.
It's the best type of bang bang that you can imagine.
I don't know how good it would be to be talking about banging in the shower in jail.
We can start a reverse business here as opposed to bonding people out. We can actually, pay some small amount of money and we can bond you in. You get the whole fight experience. You get to come in, get your one canteen order, and then we give you the jump.
Yo, bro, I would be the dopest. So I just think that I would be the dopest prisoner because I'd walk up and just start slapping everybody. I'm totally joking. I'd probably just get big, start running the pod, hustling things from people, and doing a lot of masturbatory things.
Well, and I know that this is not a frequent place for you, like a locale, but your name still echoes throughout the halls here, and I still have officers, sergeants, down that ask about you and how you're doing, and I still subscribe to your YouTube stuff from your battles, and always ask me what Mosh is up to. I'm actually, I used to be semi-famous myself in the street there, and now I'm referred to in here as Mosh's older brother, as opposed to whom I am. So, if that makes any good for you there, I want to.
Yeah, totally. If I'm ever filling out a job application, I'll add you as one of my references, and that way that you can let the people know to let my people go. We've got a minute and a half. So what else has been going on, man? You're sitting there. You're in an open bay where there's like 64 bunks, right?
Yeah. 72. They expanded it a little bit, so there's 36 double bunks, so 72.
That's what's up, man. I kind of liked, it had its perks. Both had its cells have their perks because you got your own privacy, but if you happen to get with the wrong roommate, it sucks. And then open bay is always dope because you could just walk up and tap dude on the shoulder and say, let's go play cards. So.
Right. That's a double-edged sword both ways. So sometimes, like you said, if you get that bunky, in the closed cell areas, it kind of sucks. But here, you don't have any privacy at all. So, it's always loud. It's always something going on. And if you just kind of want to read into your time and fall back a little bit, you just have to, sometimes have a problem going through that part of it.
Yo, do you think that if me and you ever came to fisticuffs that I would straight up annihilate you?
Well, it just depends on what type of ornament is within your grasp, because you're much more savage when it comes to your dedication to the win. I don't think that you have much of a chance at all if it was just hand to hand. If I also am not going to go and grab a bat or a knife or anything else, which I know that my brother might have the proclivity to do so.
Allegedly, I've heard that I would never do that in real life.
No, but I'm just saying, you're also one who's you're a smart winner, and you're not going to take the loss easily. So I respect that, and that's why I don't like to mess with you in a physical manner, because I'm always worried about how far you will take it.
Let me ask this. Okay, you're in jail right now, and we got to go soon, but you're in jail, and I love you, and I'm going to call you back, obviously. Or I can't call you. I mean, that would be pretty dope, but we could grab a cell phone, bro, and I just hit you up inside there. But, so let me ask you a question. How much would you have to be paid in order to fillet another man. Now, we had this discussion earlier. Bob quickly conceded at $5,000, and I wanted more out of life. So I said if it was a 5-minute gig, I'd probably do it for $1 million.
Wow.
What say you?
Okay, so and again, all emasculation aside, I from an abstract point of view, when you guys were talking about this,
From an abstract point of view.
2 Roman noodles and a sticky bun.
Hypothetically out there, it's funny to make good talk. And here, the concept is weird because that puts you in a category of a phrase that the one-all phrase that causes all types of fighting and drama inside here.
Absolutely.
So to be able to co-sign something like that, especially from the space in which I'm in, I can't give you a denomination factor because I would say that there's not enough money ever for me to sell my soul and put myself under the title of the FB, so to speak, which I don't know if we can curse on your program, but
we can't.
That would definitely put you under the category of someone who's
it rhymes with snuck toy, but it's an FB word. I completely understand. Hey, listen, Phil, bro, we always love your call. We look forward to it every week, man. Hopefully after the show, we'll be done around 10:30. Hit me up, bro. If I got time, we'll hit another 5 minutes. I love you, brother.
Hey, I love you guys very much. Send your love in here, and I love you guys, and have a good New Year's, man. Be safe.
Everybody say, hey! Hey! Holla at your boy.
Love you, Phil. Yeah, monster. Here it is. The hottest battle rapper in the land.
What up, bro?
Hey. All right, so last week you came on, you spat some freestyle about the Johnny B.
Now he's talking to Mosh right now. We'll do it every Wednesday.
Well, I think it's has spittin' to have the correct vernacular. However, I did spit, and I was I was killing it, but I was thinking, you know what, today I'm really going to kill it, man. So I hope you're ready to suffer the wrath of what's coming at you right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're going Delta. We're going just the regular one. Just the first natural occurrence of it happening is popping off right now. I said, yo. I said, hey, yo. Hey, yo. I could buy Johnny B for retail. You better watch out before I check you like Kelly's email. Bro, you got that worthless flow. You do very good impressions, and you'd like to do a perfect Mo. And bro, everything about it's real. Will knew the band The Used because used is how he feels. Yo, you know what your friends say, right? They say Mosh Jelton is gonna beat John and Will on a Wednesday night. I mean, that's just what's going around. I be throwing it down. I take y'all too less seriously than Homie the Clown or Antonio Brown. Homie, I'm only pimping. My simple words kill. JB looks like Homer Simpson mixed with Winston Churchill. I be busting cats. Brap, brap. Then I'm pleading the fifth. I got a gun so big, it doesn't even exist. Every night I'm scheming of ways to get inside, address the mic, and send you to deal at a poker table right now with Betty White. A deep discussion will leave you and Will with 3 concussions. I can beat a drum to the phrase "suck it" on the radio with no repercussions. I'm an animal. It only takes a minute for me to listen to Happy Hour. Will smells like the voodoo chef, doo-doo breath, potent marijuana flowers, and oops, I forgot to shower. I'm the type to go to the club and get shorties. You're the type to look like Beavis and Butthead in their mid-40s. Yo, I pull out the blickety. I pull out the blickety blickety. Turn you to ickety stickety. Y'all are just some rickety dickety hickety dickory dickory hippity dippity blippity brap 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 brap. It's a rap, Mosh Jelton, baby.
Yo.
I appreciate it. I'm an animal, bro. Good to talk to you guys. Check it out. Mosh Jelton all over the place.
There you go. Mosh Jelton everywhere, baby. All right, buddy.
See you next week. You dead. Holla. Do not go anywhere. We're coming right back.
You are listening to the Mosh Jelton Show with Mosh Jelton and Beatbox Bob.
With Mosh and Bob.
I swear to God, if you change that dial, I'm going to lose my mind. I love you so much, but please just stay. Just stay here right now with me. Right here, right now. Don't change that dial.
We'll be right back. Monster Mouse Fitness. Brett's Barbershop. My name is what? My name is who? My name is
Mosh Jelton.
Oh, you're right. The Mosh Jelton Show. The Mosh Jelton Show. It's the Mosh Jelton Show. And we coming at that. Oh, the Mosh Jelton Show.
You are listening to the Mosh Jelton Show with Mosh Jelton and Beatbox Bob. Wednesdays live from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Spreaker.com/show/The Mosh Jelton Show.
So we're gonna get into 21 questions right now, and that is, we're gonna give each other a. It's not just gonna be. I'm gonna give him an idea, and we gotta ask questions back and forth. It can't just be willy nilly. So Bob, we'll start first.
William Nilliam.
We're plumbers on call. You ready?
Okay.
If one of us doesn't say a question, we're out of there.
So if one of us doesn't say a question, we're out of there.
Yeah,
we're plumbers on call right now.
We got to keep up the questioning.
All right.
Bob, I will start. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Did you see the size of the load in that toilet?
Do you think that wax ring is going to handle that?
What does the wax have to do with the toilet load?
Well, what doesn't it have to do with that?
So you're saying that the wax is going to have to help with the toilet load?
What I am saying is that I just didn't ask the question.
Oh my God! Thank you for the loudness, but I got him. All right, Dana, get up close to the mic. You can move it toward your face for now, and then when Mike goes, because it'll be very distinctive when he goes, we'll switch it back. Dana, we're going to stick with the plumbers. You ready?
Yes.
The sewer's really stopped up. Oh!
What an easy win that was.
She got into his head.
Dana versus Bob. One more time, your plumbers. Go.
Oh, man.
What is that smell?
Did you bring the pipe spanner?
Who knows what a pipe spanner is?
Did you bring the pipe stretcher?
How many times do I have to tell you that's your job?
Oh!
How many times do I have to tell you that you are being paid by me?
Why are we plumbers?
Why wouldn't we be plumbers?
This is great.
How many times have we had to do this?
How many times are you going to ask me that same question?
Why do you keep repeating my questions?
Why do you keep repeating my questions?
Oh, you can't repeat a question for exact. Bob is out. If you would have changed one word, you've been good. You cannot repeat the same question. I forgot to tell that into the rules. Bob is out. Dana stays on. So what we're going to have here is a nice little dose of Mikey
and Dana. All right.
Can we get a new subject?
All right.
Subject.
You guys are zookeepers. And you are trying to discuss medicine to give to a gorilla. Go.
Do you think Xanax will work?
Why would you pick Xanax?
Have you seen the size of the gorilla?
Have you seen the size of all of the animals around here?
What does that matter? We're dealing with the gorilla.
Why do you like gorillas so much?
In case you...
Mikey! Oh, man. Good run. Good
Dana
run.
took that L. She took that L,
Good
bro.
run.
That sets it up for Mikey. If you want to get by that mic over there, Mikey and Bob.
All right.
You guys are. You know, why don't I have it on the right page? It gets me a little angered when it's not on the right page. And it was on the right page the whole time. That's the funniest part. You guys are Batman, which is Bob, and Robin is Mikey. Go.
What do you think was in that gas?
Do you think it has something to do with the Batmobile?
Do you think it was made by the Scarecrow?
Do you think the Joker is involved?
Do you think that Commissioner Gordon is going to ask us questions about this situation?
That was close.
Do you think that I care?
What do you think the Riddler's going to do next?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Let's go, Bob. You're Batman. I'll be Robin. Go ahead.
Where's the Joker?
Why would you think I already know?
Aren't you supposed to be Robin?
Why would I talk like this?
Why wouldn't I talk like this?
Shouldn't I be talking like this? Batman right away from Bob. I took his title. I'm Batman and the #1 battle rapper in Florida. Dana, I'm Batman now. You're Robin. You ready?
Go.
Did you put together the weapons?
What weapons do you need this time?
Don't you see the lists that I leave for you in the mornings?
Have you seen Catwoman's ass?
Why would I be looking at such a provocative place?
Meow.
Why wouldn't you?
What do you think, I'm gay? I gotta be the real Batman, because I'm the real Batman out in Mike, step up to the mic. You gotta be Robin one more time, and then we gotta move to the last topic. Robin, do you understand that you're my secondary person?
Do you see me sitting next to you?
Why would you think I'd be looking at you?
Don't you know that I'm sitting right here?
I know. I'm done.
Looks like you're not Batman after all.
All right, the last one will be: we're all together on a spaceship to Mars.
We're all together on a spaceship.
Well, I mean, the two people will be on a spaceship. You guys are going on the first trip to Mars. It's going to start with Mikey versus Bob.
And go. Did you pack enough rations for the trip?
Do you think that we need oxygen?
Do you think that we should go down the entire checklist from start to finish?
Do you think that that's a good idea?
Don't you?
Nice.
Doesn't everyone?
Oof.
So where are the rations exactly?
What do I look like to you?
I'm wondering if you are indeed.
Oh! got me so mad. Oh, all right. I rang the bell. That is Mikey is the champion of 21 questions tonight. Mikey is the champion of 21 questions tonight. Don DeMarco. That was amazing. I love that game, bro.
So
I told you that game would develop into
fun.
the gas, bro. That game is gasolina. I just want to I got to shout out my people, man. If you're trying to get in shape, but you're not trying to go to those punk little corporate places, you go to Monster Mouse Fitness in Port Richey. They're the GOAT. They're the best. My dog will put you in. He'll help you work out. He's there every day, all day. My man Anthony, he's there all day. He will. It's not. You don't even. I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure he'll just help you with your workout. That man just wants to motivate people. He's there owning a gym for the right reasons. Monster Mouse Fitness. Also, I gotta mention my dog Costa at Brett's Barbershop. You need to be at Brett's Barbershop. Brett's fire too. Cindy's fire too. But Costa is the guy that cuts my hair. Super duper nasty with it, like intrinsically sick. My favorite barber that I've had in the area, and he's right there right by Trinity. So if you listen from Trinity, that's where you go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go around in the circle. I need everybody to get to their mics, right? And we're gonna bang this out before we get to Johnny B's. We're gonna do a story, and it's one word at a time. So you're gonna keep on with the story. We're gonna do some sort of we'll pick a topic. So everybody just shout out a topic. Any topic. Go ahead.
Yetis.
Yetis is the only topic shouted out. I'm surprised of you guys' lack of creativity, but we're going to do a story about Yetis.
I thought it was going around the room, but
no, I
we'll
said
go with Yetis.
Everybody shouted out.
We'll go with Yetis.
Yeah, get your face near that mic. I said everybody shouted out. So y'all need to shout stuff out. All right, Yetis. Bob, you're going to start it off one word at a time. We're going to do a story about Yetis.
Massive.
Tiny.
Round.
Oxymoronic.
Explorers.
Neptune.
Neptune?
I don't know what. I don't even know what to go with. Where to go with that?
Neptune after Explorers, bro. Bro.
Hey, explored Neptune. It's a planet, right?
I guess, but what
He
are
said
the
Explorers. He said Explorers, Neptune. That sounded like military code. Explorer, Neptune, Charlie, Kilo, Uniform, Foxtrot.
Yeah, it wasn't really going well. There was no.
I think you guys need a better topic.
You want
Yetis?
Well, no,
It
yeah,
doesn't matter.
Well, here's the
Make
deal.
complete sentences.
Right, like the idea, right, is like
Yes, to make-
massive. the
You can have a
descriptive
period.
word.
It doesn't have to be one
Right.
sentence.
Just
The
start
whole,
with
the
the.
whole
What is
thing.
it? Yetis is
Yes.
this.
Yes.
You know.
I was going like this, right? So there's a descriptive word, like how a sentence generally goes, and then we go off into the actual subject. What is the subject doing that has been described? All right, now we know what they're doing and where they're going.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try that again.
Right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Right. So let's go. You ready for that? Let's come up with another topic.
Yeah.
I'm completely ready. All right. I'm gonna give you. Everybody think. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3. I want you to say them out loud, and the one that I like the best is what we're gonna pick. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Gas station.
Rap battles.
We'll do it about rap battles.
That's good.
We'll do it about rap battles. It makes sense because I'm gonna rap here soon. So, one word at a time. You can have sentences. Make it a cohesive sentence. I'll start. Yesterday
Mosh.
Was
Going.
to
Battle.
at
The.
event.
When.
all of a sudden.
One word, Joe. One word, Joe. Laugh out loud.
I feel like there should be a
Joe.
buzz. I feel like there should be a buzzer.
Bob is the buzzer.
I'll do it.
You gotta do one word. When. Let's start over. Joe, you do the first word one more time. We gotta get this right. We can do a story.
Last
Night.
Mosh.
Destroyed.
them
At.
The.
Rap.
park.
And.
That.
Was.
The
Major.
Ending.
To.
this
Horrible.
You could have started a new sentence because I ended the sentence cohesively, and I said the word ending to try to prove that to you guys.
Yeah, but we're going with a story, and that was the end of the sentence. We've already gone on to two different
I said
sentences.
ending, and then you said and, which
I said two.
Made it a
The
conjunction.
ending two. Ending two. I said two.
It's 8:31. I'm
What
giving
was he
Johnny
doing?
B
Made
a
it the
call.
ending
One more.
two.
I mean, I'll give him another couple minutes. That was
Period.
That was
The ending to the battle. The ending to the event. The ending to the situation.
yo. Viewer discretion is advised. You're listening to the Mosh Jelton Show. Hop up in my new whip, headed to wherever town, but I'm always coming back, never gonna settle down. Nah, bro, that can't be me. Let me burn this Method Man on this blank CD, and then tell you how I got whips, tell you how I got hoes, how I got fits, tell you how I got dough. But the fact is, this is not so. I got a little bit, but I ain't got a lot though. Then I reach my hands in my pockets, only $20 left in my wallet, and now I'm broke, and so I drink. Then I sit back, blazing L, and I think maybe I could get a gun, maybe I could get a mask, maybe I could call my boys, we could have a blast. Walking strapped through that open door. I ain't joking, tell them what I'm going for. I said, I ain't got no scuffs on my Jordans, I ain't got no holes in my fit, I ain't got no dents in the aviator, but I'm still broke, I'm broke as a bitch. So tell the bank teller I'm going to the safe. Tell the bank teller I'm going to the safe. Tell the bank teller I'm going to the safe. But he looking so fresh, what he gotta rob a bank for? Hop out of a PT Cruiser, footprints show where my DC shoes were. Somebody hand me the shooter, I'ma show you all how to beat these losers. Now I'm sitting here reading Vibe magazine, cause there's no radio, I couldn't buy batteries. Now I'm wondering why everyone's mad at me. Living forever after, but not happily. My cellmate hates how I snore at night, and I admit I kinda miss the sun's morning light. I've had my ups and downs like a quarter pipe, but I wasn't safe, and I'm definitely sure that I should've never got a gun. Why'd I have to get a mask? Trying not to beat myself up, I know it's in the past. Life's not a chorus in a simple track. If you mess up the first time, you can't bring it back. I ain't got no scuffs in my Jordans, I ain't got no holes in my fit, I ain't got no dents in the aviator, but I'm still broke, I'm broke as a bitch. By the way, Mike, how old are you? If you don't mind telling the audience, just to give, you can give us a ballpark, you can give us your age.
I'm going to give you a ballpark.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm between 45 and 55.
I thought he was going to say 29 at first. So
I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to give you 10 years.
45 to 55. So Mike's a little bit more experienced than us. That's why we got him in.
Oh, here. I wouldn't go there. No.
Well, not experienced as
in life, maybe.
That's what I was saying. Okay, that's what I was saying. You don't have as much radio experience as we do, for sure.
No, I've been in and out of it.
Fair.
Yeah.
And we can tell that you're good. That's why we're having you in here. And
appreciate it.
How did I meet Mike? Real quick, he was cutting my grass, or I was, bro. Grass is not doing good for me today. I was cutting his grass for like 7 years, or something like that. Bob used to work with me. We were both cutting Mike's grass. And one day, just recently, I was like, hey, I do this. And he's like, hey, I've been all up in there. And I'm like, well, hey, come up in here. And he was like, all right, I'm going to pop in. So that's how that happened. If I asked you guys to tell me the top 10 most populous cities in America, what city, in Florida?
Populated?
A lot of people don't even know the most, and people. I don't care if you go in the chat with this, because you're going to Google this. This is an easy Google. But nobody in here is allowed to have a phone, because I'm Hitler. No, I'm not. That's not. I didn't mean to say that. I was gonna make a Hitler joke.
I did not see that coming.
But that could get cut out of context.
Oh.
I'm Hitler.
Okay,
yeah, and then I'll get some really good bad press. I'm Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
But so I'm Hitler.
I might have to give you the Heimlich maneuver.
I'm Hitler.
Because he might choke out on that.
What is it? Heinrich Himmler?
Yeah.
I had something about a rhyme. I rhyme that I remember that was talking about a vagina bender mixed with Heinrich Himmler. It was, and I just rhymed that too. I want you to give me 3 actors, and this is where I shine.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you the movie theme of them. So give me 3 actors real quick. Any 3 actors you want. I am literally Scorsese with this, bro.
All right, Michael Ian Black.
Michael Ian Black, the fighter?
No.
The white dude.
Yeah, the white dude with the eyebrows.
But people won't know much of him.
Fine, Patton Oswalt then.
Patton Oswalt. Everybody knows Patton Oswalt. Right. Short, squat, funny guy.
John Cena. And Danny DeVito.
Oh, that's a great one. That is a great one. So here's what's going on here.
Take us on the adventure.
Here's what's going on here. John Cena is a muscle-bound, ready-to-be-made gangster. Patton Oswalt is the accountant for the mob boss of the whatever fictitious crime family in New York, and that mob boss is Danny DeVito. Now, Patton is convinced by the right-hand man, who he ends up becoming the right-hand man, John Cena of Danny DeVito, that Patton can siphon money out of the mobster boss's account and they can become rich and he wouldn't even know. Ooh. But does Danny DeVito, the mob boss, find out? Will Patton Oswalt turn on John Cena? Will John Cena kill everybody and take the money and run? You'll have to find out.
Man, I gotta see that movie, even if I can't see John Cena.
Exactly. You gotta pump it up, man. Pump it up. That was a crazy script, right?
That was good. That was so good. It was ridiculous. I couldn't even see that coming.
I mean, I didn't believe it. Dana, give me 3 guys. Quick, we gotta go to break.
Angelina Jolie.
Great.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
And Pete Davidson.
Oh, Pete Davidson, Angelina Jolie, and Clint Eastwood. Okay. This is the super, super duper drama. So what's going to happen here is Angelina Jolie is a lawyer. She has her own law firm. She's a defense attorney. She has a client, and this is kind of a romantic comedy. She has a client named Pete Davidson who always comes to her to go to trial. And after a certain amount of times, she starts to fall in love with Pete, despite their age and despite his criminal activity and her success. But there's one person that's standing in their way that doesn't approve of the relationship. Clint Eastwood. Bam! That's the movie, bro.
Ooh, that's
you
so
would
good.
watch that movie?
I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
You would watch that movie.
That's so good.
I posted just my Pasco County arrests too, and people. I had a lot. It wasn't just Mike, who I'm gonna tell you what I told him when he asked me about those arrests, but there was a couple people that hit me up and said, "Bro, what's that, bro? You got arrested that many times?" And I'm like, "Bro, I don't even want to tell them that's one county."
Oh man!
I'm like, "Yeah, I got arrested 7 times."
Yeah, go figure. You have a long rap sheet.
Oh, that's a pun on the word rap because I rap.
Exactly.
Jack or Jill is dead. The new riddle game on the Mosh Jelton Show. We say Jack or Jill is dead. You have to figure out how they died. If you don't figure out how they died, I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. So, first riddle, we'll go around. If anybody has, you got to ask me a yes or no question. These are very simple things. Somebody jumped off a bridge because they were depressed. I'd probably make it a little more specific, but these will be simple things. It's not like it was Colonel Mustard with the pipe and he tunneled through something. It'll be the guy got shot by guards escaping prison. Something simple. So, we'll get right to it. Jack is dead.
Was Jack murdered?
See, now they're starting to wise up on me. And they're starting to ask good questions off rip, and I love it. Jack was murdered. He was murdered.
Was Jack shot?
Jack was not shot.
Was Jack stabbed?
He was not stabbed.
Was Jack poisoned?
He was not poisoned.
Was Jack hanged?
Jack was not hung.
Hanged?
Hanged.
No, I was like, hanged.
No. I think
which is
that's.
right?
I think
right?
hanged is correct. That is
Hanged is
correct.
correct.
I do think it's right.
Hung is the
Pass.
double pass.
No, hung would be referring to an object. Hanged would be specific to actually hanging someone.
No, but isn't it drink, drank, drove?
Generally, however, American has too many exceptions to a lot of those rules, like neighbor and I before E, except neighbor and way, or that sort of stuff.
But I'm saying, but do you know the difference? What's the difference between drank and drunk?
well, like
They drunk.
I
he drank.
am drunk. He drank. I am drunk because I drank. Drunk being the now, drank being.
Let
the
me give
past
you a
tense.
more simpler example of it. Drive, drove, driven. What's the difference between I had driven over there or I drove over there? Why would you say the one over the other?
No, it was. I was driven to do this. Had driven.
I'm not
would be the
asking.
actual
No, I'm
verb.
not asking you about
I understand what you're getting at. I'm just,
diversions of definitions. I'm telling you that's a fact that those are three tenses of the word drive. Drive, drove, driven. It's not a trick question. Those are three tenses. You use
okay.
driven
I
in a
drive. I drive. Right.
correct. This is the way to do it.
Right. We drove. Right.
No.
As in,
You can say
it was. I drove.
Facts. That's
right,
what I
in
want.
the
I want
past.
I every time.
Right. And then I am driven. I have driven.
So okay, that's a straw man to the.
Again, have driven, am driven, both work.
Wow, I just threw you guys off on a tangent.
We did
Yeah.
tangentialize.
Wow.
I'll get back to Jack, but I just
I
want to make the
apologize.
point. When you said had, that is correct. But here's the difference. The difference is today I am driving or I will drive.
Right.
Future or now.
Am
drive. I
right.
am driving
Right.
to the store.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday I drove to the store.
Uh-huh.
Now watch me go back in time twice.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was hanging out with my friends when I remembered the day before I had driven to the store. Get out my face. Where's my English? Give me my... I don't know what that's called, though. I don't know what that extra super tense is called. But when you go back in time twice, that's when you use that.
Fair.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Jack was killed. He wasn't shot, stabbed,
Or hanged.
or hanged. And he had a large he was hung. He wasn't hung. So
And he wasn't poisoned either.
He was not poisoned.
All right. So moving forward, let's see.
So you might want to diverge.
Was he run over?
No.
Okay. So then we have to figure out the circumstances.
Yeah,
What
you can
was
get
in.
you figure out some other stuff and you'll get it.
Yeah.
Was he asphyxiated?
No.
So we got to figure out what Jack was doing to get him there to begin with. I think would probably be the easiest solution on that situation right now, right? So let's
just
see.
Split. You'll figure something out.
Okay, why did he get killed?
That's not a yes or no, though.
Yeah, I know, but we got to figure
Oh, you're
out
asking
different
me.
circumstances as to why he got killed, right? So okay, so he was murdered. Did he owe those guys money?
I would. That's a decent question, but you don't know if it was guys or whatever. I would kill at this game, bro, because I'd ask some stuff like, was he?
You're looking at the answers, though.
But no, I'm just saying. But like this doesn't even. It's not. It's probably. But I'm saying.
Next time I'll run it.
You
Let's
can
see
tell
how
us.
good you do.
really.
Okay, fair. Bob will, by the way. Or no, we might let Dana run that, and then because we can do together, we
either
kill
way.
this. We would kill this.
It'd be great.
It could be like a panel.
But I would ask something like, was he killed violently?
Right, but he was murdered, which is what we've already determined.
Was it pain? Was it in the arm? Was the pain? That I would murder this?
Oh, okay.
Literally. So my bad. Go ahead.
All right,
Jack is dead.
All right, so
He has been dead. Sorry.
right. So Jack is dead. Was
Rosal says the crows attacked him. It's very possible that could have happened afterwards, but
Was he murdered by animals or humans? Was he murdered by animals?
no.
Was he murdered by humans?
It's irrelevant, but human or humans.
Okay.
But that's irrelevant.
Was he murdered outside?
Technically, he was outside, yes.
Technically. Was he on his porch or patio or something like that?
Let's go. No.
So he wasn't.
No.
Okay, but
Let's go. He knows
Was Jack
what I'm
out in
saying.
public?
Where he was at, I guess is owned by a private. It's privately owned.
Owned, but privately owned. Jack was murdered. Jack is a human male, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Good question. Great question.
Yeah, I just wanted to be absolutely 100% to rule out anything here.
Like, once you figure out where he's at, I'm going to just say that, then you'll have this done. in a
Right,
second.
I figured.
Was Jack pushed
exactly.
off a cliff?
Very, very, very specific answer to what you have, the information at hand, and that's exactly what happened to somebody else in a different Jack or Joe one, but not this one.
All right, was Jack in a golf course or
Let's
something
go,
like that?
Bob. Let's go. No.
Jack was not in a golf course. Was Jack at like the gym or doing something like
No.
that? He wasn't doing any kind of physical activity.
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was.
Technically, he was.
Was he in like the park?
He was in. It's not technically a park, but
Like a basketball court?
well, he was outdoors.
Jack was outdoors, and it wasn't a basketball.
There could have been a basketball court
so he was
where
like
he
at
was
like a rec
at.
center type of area.
It's for
Was Jack playing a sport?
for where he's at.
Good question.
For where he's at, it's literally called. It's almost called that. So yes, he was at the rec center,
Okay, so was Jack at like the
but
YMCA?
but it wasn't a center. No,
Okay. It wasn't a center.
YWCA?
no. He could have no. That's a good
That matters.
facts.
Yeah, okay.
All questions.
Was Jack
matter.
at the gym?
It's the gym of the area. So yes, it's the gym, the basketball court. It's yeah,
Man, I'm trying to figure
Was
that out.
Jack playing racquetball?
irrelevant.
So the sport that he was playing isn't necessarily relevant, but the fact is that he was around places that are adjacent.
If you
to
can figure out
sports.
the specific place
The
that he
specific
was at,
place. Was Jack swimming? Like
No.
at a swimming pool? No, so
they
that
don't
was-
have those.
Okay, gotcha. They don't have those.
Oh man, see, so I'm trying to hook you up, bro.
They don't have those. Oh man, what?
It's like a gym. Oh.
But it's not a gym though. But it's like a gym. But it's not a gym, and it does have sports. That
We
are
got
adjacent.
3 minutes, so you got to start
man.
banging it out. We
Oh,
got 3
God.
minutes on this one.
What do we got? So it's not a gym. It's not actually a park, but you could call it a park. It's not actually a gym, but you could call it a gym.
It's literally called the rec blank for the place that they're at. So that's where it's where the people go, and don't dwell on that too much. But it's where the people go where he's at. Everyone that lives there has to go to work out and stuff. That's all I'm giving you.
Everyone has to go there if they want to work out.
There's only one place. Come on. There's only there's only one place in the world you would have to go somewhere to do anything. So come on.
Jail.
Oh,
Yes.
Good job,
Jack
Mike.
Oh, Jack was murdered
He was-
in jail.
Yes.
Okay,
Now
was-
just tell me how. There was
right.
like 3 everyday
was
jail
beat to
methods.
death.
Yeah, it was beat. He got
No.
beat up. Okay, so then he got shivved or shanked.
We already
No.
said
All
stab.
right, so he
going.
didn't get stabbed. He didn't get.
You'll get this if you
He
just
got
keep.
choked out.
No, well, give me a very, very cliche one.
A very
Bricks
like I
and a
said,
pillow.
shift.
What'd you say?
Bricks and a pillow.
No, but give me a one. That's the type of cliche I want right there.
Snickers and a pillow.
No.
Rocks
but-
in a sock.
No, it doesn't rhyme. It's not Elf on a Shelf. It's a very specific way. In every prison documentary or show, you'll
Yeah, I
see.
just said shank or a shiv or
But
one of those
that's
old-fashioned
like
knives.
that's in every movie of everything. I'm
Yeah.
saying this happens in every prison show that's serious where someone wants to kill somebody. This is how they do it.
Oh man, like with a tray, like a prison tray,
Getting closer. It's not the tray. We got 60 seconds.
cup.
No,
Oh,
it's in that room.
It's in that same room. Oh gosh.
Oh, God.
Pen? He was stabbed
Not
with
so
a pen.
stabbed.
He wasn't stabbed, right? Oh God, what was it?
Don't worry about what it was.
He stuck his head in the toilet.
No.
So, but he wasn't choked out, and he wasn't stabbed to death, and he wasn't beaten to death. So what?
Where at?
He was in jail.
He was in jail.
Right.
He was in the kitchen?
Okay, I have to give the answer now because the time's up. And this is my bad. Because I realized that I kind of mismatched it. So Jack was killed in the prison rec yard,
Right.
but for some reason my brain said he ate the glass unknowingly. You know how they crunch up glass and put it in the thing?
Oh.
That's in every prison show ever. Every prison movie
That
ever.
wouldn't be in the rec yard.
But then I'm like, he would have died. It would have been more
in the mess
cafeteria.
hall.
What did they do? Put it in a hamburger or something?
Yeah, but that would still be
I
in
mean,
the
they
mess
put it in
hall.
his food. That's as far as I would
How do
take
you
it.
do that?
That makes sense, though. I get it.
That's in every show. Like that's like the way that they do it. That's
Right,
the way
right,
everybody does
right.
it.
Producer got it right.
Oh.
Your mama done guessed it twice,
How long
and we
ago
missed
was
it. A few seconds ago, so.
My producer just walked in and is all over the chat right now, and we just had a eureka moment, and she comes walking in and says, "Go look at the chat. I had it 2 minutes ago." I'm like, damn, you could have saved the show 2 minutes. Schmitty says, Schmitty, I don't know if you're still listening. I'm sure you are. He said, what was the riddle? Well, we're going to start one more. We're going to do one more. I'm going to make this one a little bit more obvious. Jill is dead. Let's go.
Was Jill murdered?
Yes.
Was Jill murdered by people?
Yes. Well, people? No.
A person?
Yes.
Is Jill a person?
Yes. This is going to be very baseline.
Was Jill ran over?
No.
Was Jill shot?
You'll be able to get this if you run it down. No.
Was Jill stabbed?
No.
Choked out?
Yeah.
So Jill was choked out. Was Jill hanged or was Jill hanged?
No.
Was Jill actually strangled?
Exactly. Jill was strangled.
Jill was strangled.
Autoerotic asphyxia.
It was murder, not suicide.
That's how Jack did it a few months later.
It was murder, not suicide.
Did I say that right? I don't know.
Asphyxiation.
Okay, asphyxiation.
Robin Williams is what I call it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Hey, look.
Come on, laugh in the mic, man. When it's that funny, laugh in the mic.
That was pretty funny. Listen, we're not looking for too many more gaspers here, okay, Mike? So it's all good.
Gasper.
Yeah.
But you guys are on this.
All right. So
you guys got this in 10 seconds.
So she was murdered. She was choked out. How would she was choked out?
Why did somebody kill her?
Why did somebody kill her?
What's the most obvious reason in the world?
Let's see. Domestic dispute of some kind.
What kind?
All right. So she cheated on her husband, and her husband choked her out to death.
And it goes to Beatbox Bob, unless I check this chat right now.
There's nothing.
None of you guys nobody's chatting. Everybody's texting my phone and stuff. But y'all ain't getting on the Spreaker chat. This was the new riddle show this was not a riddle show. It's a new riddle thing on the Mosh Jelton show.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah, Jack and Jill are dead. Or Jack or Jill is dead.
That's right.
So,
Jack or Jill is dead.
I'm so poignant with my words today. The articulation is flowing out of my brain. So I'm gonna shout out the sponsors. Shout out to Monster Mouse Fitness up there in Port Richey right by US 19. That's my boy Anthony Gillo. You go to Monster Mouse Fitness. Tell them Mosh Jelton sent you. They'll give you 10% off, but they're gonna add it at the end. It comes out to be even, but I look good. I also want to shout out to my personal barber, Costa, who works over there at Brett's Barbershop, that I always get mixed up with Scissors Edge. And I say Scissors Edge, but it's Brett's Barbershop, where Costa works, and he cuts my hair every time, and it's fire. But also, we would like to shout out some other people real quick.
Want to give a shout out to our main man, Johnny B Comedy, 1025 The Bone. His show runs concurrently with us. And of course, the number one stunner out there in the village of Tampa and beyond. We got our man, a cat named Mo, WDED, Dead in the Morning, 1025 The Bone. He's our dude, 6 to 8 weekdays. Every single weekday. Let's get him. Cat named Mo. What up, my guy?
Cat named Mo. What up, my guy? Fact. Hey, Johnny Storm, if you're listening, I'm coming for you, bro. I'm coming for you. We were supposed to get it on, man. Brother, it was supposed to be me and you in the battle, man. And then I love it. And then the supporter, man, he had some problems, right? And you weren't able to battle rap me, Johnny Storm. See, one thing, and I like it, what you were doing over there, Mike. Oh, yeah. Because he was my Randy Savage. I don't know if I'm Randy Savage, but Johnny Storm, you better listen up and you better listen good, okay? I'm coming for you, and I'm going to get you, whether it's in Orlando, if it's in Colorado, if it's in Connecticut, if it's in my backyard, I'll drive to your front yard. We're going to do this.
He's coming for you.
Thanks for listening to the Mosh Jelton Show, and we will be back next week.